Sustainability. It's the ground beneath our feet. It's in the products that we use every day. It's the pathways that connect our communities. It's in the planning for our future, the water that we drink, our everyday recycling, and it's even in our day-to-day communications.
What we want to see is the largest amount of public participation we can possibly get, and then we can make better informed decisions about where we want to go.
A sustainable way of living into the future is so much more a part of our daily lives that the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development awarded a $3 million grant to the Tri-County Regional Planning Commission and its partners. This grant is to help refine the regional growth plan for a sustainable future.
The HUD grant is for the study part, and ideally we have a plan that comes out of this that really points us in the right directions to do something else, and we would have to find additional funding there. The thing about energy efficiency that I like to say about is that, energy efficiency is kind of a triple win, in that if you're starting saving money in a particular building, that money can be spent in other ways. So the payback for doing energy efficiency in building is really high.
9 project areas are being looked at across the Lansing region in efforts to strategize and create an action plan to achieve economic prosperity, social equity, environmental well-being, and energy resilience for the region's current and future generations.
It really all ties in together because I think land use, the sustainability of land use is one of the main components of this overarching project, and everything that we do on the land affects our water resources. And so MGRO, or the Middle Grand River Organization of Watersheds, is working to relay that message to the public and hoping that they can understand and improve their behavior to, again, improve our water resources.
Over the course of 3 years, the Mid-Michigan Program for Greater Sustainability is bringing people together who are concerned with the long-term well-being of the region. One task is the reinvestment of community members across underserved areas.
The Community Reinvestment Fund is part of the Mid-Michigan Program for Greater Sustainability. This grant has a huge component that includes involving traditionally underserved and marginalized populations in the planning process at all levels of government. So the Community Reinvestment Fund was born in order to provide resources to folks who are part of those traditionally underserved and marginalized populations.
According to the Tri-County Regional Planning Commission, they, along with local partners in the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, offered more than $5 million in local matching contributions. Including the grant, that's over $8 million that's being leveraged to support studies and projects to move the region toward developing a comprehensive, sustainable vision.
Greening Mid-Michigan is a team of conservationists, watershed planners, land use planners, who are working to establish a regional green infrastructure vision. So Eaton, Clinton, and Ingham counties are going to be, hopefully in the future, connected through their trails, protected habitat areas, and park systems. And we will also tie in farmland preservation into those efforts and habitat protection.
This area has different and diverse demographic and socioeconomic characteristics and different populations, and their needs is pretty different. So affordable housing study is to find out what about their needs and what should be improved for the entire housing affordability in the entire region.
But what is sustainability? Webster's dictionary defines it like this: of, relating to, or being a method of harvesting or using a resource so that the resource is not permanently damaged or depleted. Of or relating to a lifestyle involving the use of sustainable methods. Confused? Maybe it's easiest to define it like this. A clear definition to focus on is:
sustainability is an issue that it's hard to put your arms around, but with 40 different organizations collaborating and more joining all the time, I think there will at least be a much greater understanding of the concept of sustainability and ways that we might work together to create a more livable, long-term quality of life in our region.
This work focuses on how land use and development, along with housing and transportation, can effectively bring economic competitiveness and revitalization to the greater Lansing Tri-County region.
That's 3 counties: Clinton, Eaton, and Ingham. There are many distinctions between those counties because some are urban, some are rural. You have towns, you have villages, and you have forks in the road maybe, but all serve different populations. So what the target is to create a plan that will address the needs of all those unique communities and the populations that are living within them.
Some future sustainable projects have already begun, like the Main Street Corridor Grand River Design Portfolio that will be used as a guidebook for land use development and redevelopment.
This is an opportunity to redesign and rebuild a major urban corridor. Mid-Michigan's Main Street, and really historically Michigan's Main Street, into a sustainable corridor the way we would like it to be 20 years in the future.
The corridor is an ideal laboratory for this type of guidebook, because we can test the new ideas out. We can test the ideas out that are going into this guidebook, and it can be a catalyst for sustainable development in the region. And they can use these tools to help further that along.
There's a lot of complete streets local policies that have been enacted in these local governments, several of them throughout the area. And we want to make sure that they actually get implemented on the ground. You know, it's one thing to pass a policy and have it on the shelf, but you know, when road projects come up, we go to the public input meetings, we see how the non-motorized is being implemented, we give suggestions, we talk about why things can happen or not happen, things like that.
The program I'm working with is Safe Routes to School, and this is a part of the Complete Streets portion of the overall program. With Safe Routes to School, our emphasis and our intention is to get more children walking and biking and using active transportation, whatever that might be, to get to and from school.
As a leader in energy and environmental design, the Platinum LEED certified Michigan Energy Options building is being used as an example to identify ways in which energy efficiencies can be utilized in pre-existing buildings.
And the purpose of our pursuing LEED was to demonstrate to businesses and homeowners that they can green their buildings in all kinds of ways. They don't necessarily have to go through the LEED process, but you can make major improvements or minor improvements and improve the air quality, the daylighting, the comfort, the health, the functionality of a building, and it just increases the value of the building. It makes the occupants who live or work there happier and more productive. It has so many other benefits.
Looking for ways to engage community members to help make the region better? Michigan Energy Options is gathering information to build a sustainable future. One such way is through ideas.midmichigansustainability.org.
We are tasked with creating a portal for collaborative education and interaction between all of the citizens of the entire Tri-County region and also the consortium, which is all of the organizations that are involved in the program, which is 40 plus organizations, and it should grow by quite a bit over the next few years.
From online portals that gather data to community forums rich in ideas, according to the regional partners involved, this HUD grant has the potential to fully plan for a regional transformation that will make Mid-Michigan into a 21st century model of sustainability.
So one of the things we're hoping to do is encourage our municipal partners is to make it as transparent as possible. Make it easy for people to get involved. Remove some of the barriers that we might not necessarily think of as being barriers.
To get involved, go to Tri-County Regional Planning Commission's website at www.tri-county.org.